Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me once again is Jeffrey Alban, and he is the director of the Blue Ridge Singers.
Correct.
Right? Is that right? Did I get it right?
Blue Ridge Singers, you got it.
And they put on concerts spring and fall, Christmas, different things, and so it's that time again for their spring concert. So, Jeffrey, tell us the title of your series this time.
Yep, it's right around the corner, and our concert series this time is entitled "How Can I Keep From Singing?" Because we've been kept from singing for quite some time, so we're very happy to be back doing that.
That's great. So we got 4 or 5 dates now. Wait, so when's the first one?
The first one's coming up on Friday, April 22nd, and that'll be at 7:30 at the Front Royal United Methodist Church. Right. And then we'll do it again on Sunday, April 24th at 4 p.m. at the First Baptist Church of Winchester. Get your pens out to write down the rest of these. We'll do it again on Tuesday, April 26th at 7:30 p.m. at All Saints Catholic Church in Manassas as a part of their regular music concert series there at the church. Then Friday, April 29th, we will return to Trinity Church in Upperville at 7:30 p.m. That was a new venue for us
I remember that last year, yeah, or in October, sure.
We had a fabulous turnout there in December, and according to Dan Miller, who is our accompanist, who's the music director there, they're very excited to have us back.
Good,
and we're thrilled to sing there. And then last, if you missed those first 4, you can get it for the 5th time on Sunday, May 1st at 4 p.m. at Christ Episcopal Church in Millwood.
Well, you are spreading around the region, aren't you?
Yep.
That's good, though. I mean, that's really what you want. I mean, if you're going to be involved in these kind of organizations, you got to perform.
Absolutely.
I mean, sitting back and rehearsing is great, but you want to get in front of the audience.
Absolutely. I always remind the choir that, while we're building our own musicality and having a good time together, the most important part of all of this is sharing it with the audience.
Exactly.
But in all of these venues, while it does seem like a lot, we have dedicated audiences at each of these churches,
right,
who have been looking forward to us coming back for a long, long time. So
I heard you got some groupies, too, that'll follow you around every one of these things.
Oh, that's true. They do surface here and there, and we are very appreciative of those people.
Yes, they are. And you do have a loyal audience that will come to your concerts. We try to get there all the time, and it's great. And some of the things is, I don't know what you're singing because you're singing in Latin or something. I don't know, but it's still entertaining, and I can see the look on the singers' faces that they're doing their all to get that out there, and it just you can tell the professionalism, the whole thing, and the message. And even if you can't understand the words, it still moves you.
Well, I'll make sure you understand the words because in our programs, I always have the translations of the texts. But
who reads the program?
I do.
I know.
But before each piece, I'll also talk about it.
Sure, you do. You tell what it's about, the history,
and how the music is going to go. Because I hate for the audience member to just, be lost in the performance.
Right. Well, even like I said, I never get lost in it, but I do enjoy it, and it's moving, and you can just tell it's
well, that's
great.
What we work on that in rehearsal a lot now, because the music was familiar to the choir, at least most of them to begin with. So we're practicing how to convey it, not just courtesy of the music and the text,
Sure.
but through our physical appearance.
That's right. And exactly.
The facial expression.
It makes a big difference. If you're not enjoying it yourself, the audience isn't going to enjoy it.
Right. I always tell them, I don't want to see the top of your heads. I want to see you looking at me and past me singing it to the people.
That's right. Open your mouth, right?
Yep.
That's great. Well, tell us a little bit about the repertoire that we're going to be hearing.
Well, like I said, the concert is titled How Can I Keep From Singing? And it's a popular hymn tune. We're going to sing the arrangement of it by Ron Staley, which is my all-time favorite. I sang it when I was an undergraduate at Duquesne University, and I've done it several times since then. It's a favorite of the choirs. It just has a nice lilt to it, and it's just absolutely stunning. Builds up from nothing. We'll have a trio of ladies to introduce the first verse, and it is just on a steady trajectory up with a grand climax towards the end. And then apart from that, I'd say the other anchor piece on the program is Normandello Gioio's A Jubilant Song. And the most important text there is, the joy of our spirit is uncaged. And as I said before, we've been kept from singing, and our spirit has been caged for a while. So now we are very excited to unleash it.
How's the choir doing? The singers, excuse me. I guess we call them choirs or singers.
We'll take either
one,
term.
right?
It works. No, we're doing just fine. We've actually had some new folks join the choir. Still some hesitancy of people to come back. We'll have 25 people in the ensemble for the spring concerts. We have now finally gotten rid of the masks in our rehearsal, so I'm hopeful that next year, the 22-23 season, will be back to what we have always been doing, presenting new repertoire and have the whole choir back together again.
How many people? How many would that be?
Well, before COVID came along, we had 42.
I thought it was in the 40s.
We were at a perfect point in our development as an ensemble,
right.
And we are going to present that spring concert. One of these days, we will get back to it. So
it's great. Well, I know they work hard, and it's a lot of rehearsals and people that do it. I know several members of the singers, and I know how dedicated they are to it. And
every Tuesday in fall and spring for 14 or 15 weeks, and we rehearse for 2.5 hours at a time. And Dan helps me in the rehearsal with running sectionals, and we work in smaller groups, and then we put the whole thing together. This year we've been rehearsing, oddly enough, in a giant circle, trying to keep the social distancing thing going. But it's also helped to grow some of the musical independence of the singers. So I think they're a little more confident in what they're doing. So it's been a building year for us, but also we have learned a lot at the same time.
Yeah, you mentioned in that circle, that's kind of a good way to do things because they see the other person. Because when they're standing normally on stage, they don't really get to see the other singers. And this way here, they all try to outdo each other. Then
True, but I encourage them to sing to each other.
Right.
And they can also practice that whole facial expression thing across the ensemble.
It gives them an audience. I mean, and yet at the same time, each person's doing it and sharing it.
Right, and we can actually feel the performance together.
Right, that's a great thing. And right, they have to enjoy it themselves. I mean, just the singers. I mean, they're getting something out of it.
They are now. The first 6 weeks of any rehearsal stretch is always the worst because you're trying to relearn the notes, relearn the words, and then once you get into the 8th, 9th, 10th week of rehearsal, then it's like, we got it.
They get the aha moment there. So you're not one of them crack the whip kind of guys that just keep on them and on them.
I am in a very subtle way. I always say that I have never yelled in rehearsal. But sometimes I find that when I do start yelling, of course, I'm using yelling very subtly.
Yes.
They react well.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've come a long way. And
I get accused of yelling at someone. I said, no, I'm just raising my voice so I made sure you heard me.
Exactly. But I've never yelled.
I never yell at you.
I've never yelled in rehearsal.
Well, it's a great work that the singers do. I know you put on this thing. It's a lot of work. I know the audience enjoys it. And we're going to put the dates below and the addresses of where these things are and the performances, locations, and do all we can to help promote and get our community involved in getting back out to our performances of the singers and of course other groups as well. And it seems like you're leading the pack in the spring here, getting the first ones out.
We're trying. I just want to go a little bit more about the repertoire.
Sure, go ahead.
I mentioned the Staley and then the Dello Gioio, but typical Blue Ridge Singer concert, we will have the usual variety of stuff. We'll do a Duraflé setting of Ubi Caritas, which is a polyphonic setting of Gregorian chant. I always say Duraflé never wrote a wrong note of music. It's absolutely spectacular. We'll have some American folk songs, including O Susanna. Richard Kurzenabe is going to play his harmonica.
Oh, wow.
So if you're not coming for the choir, you should certainly come to hear the harmonica. And then we'll have some spirituals as well. So there'll be something for everyone.
I was going to say something for everyone. And maybe the ones of us that aren't quite so cultured in music will learn something.
Sure.
And you do.
If you're interested in joining the choir, I'm hearing auditions through the end of June. And again, I'm hoping to build up the numbers of the choir again. And please don't let the word audition scare you away. It's really just for me to hear you sing so that I can properly place you in the choir. It's not a you're out type of audition thing.
Right,
Just
right.
want to see what you can do.
Find a place for you.
And just visit our website, and you'll find all the information about the concerts and the auditions there.
That's great. Well, we'll stick the links to all those places below the video so they can get a hold of you.
Sounds good.
It's great. It's a great work you do, and I appreciate everything you do because I know you have a real job too.
Yeah, well, our busy season's coming up here at the church too. I'm the
Right.
music director at St. John's.
Right. So
And Easter's around the corner.
that's a busy time for
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. We appreciate everything you do and working with the singers. I know they're appreciative. Everyone that says you're not that bad, they like you. So it's great. I'm just glad you're doing it, and I'm glad the community is coming out to attend these things. And we'll put again all the information so people can get a hold of you. And if you have an interest in doing this kind of singing, get a hold of Jeff. He's great. It's great work.
Well, thanks
It's
for
a lot
having
of
me here
fun.
today.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
All right. Thanks again.
Yep.